What up, homies? Welcome to your 33rd tutorial. And as you notice, I'm back to the basics app, and I'm not doing the map, Google's Maps on this tutorial. So it's just gonna be kind of jumping around between the two, some Google Maps stuff, and then some of this basic stuff again. As you can see, I already changed my background. You don't need to do that, but basically, what we're gonna be doing today is something pretty cool. We're going to get into a little bit of graphics here. So as you see, scroll down and what is that thing? That is our new custom button, and as you can see, that's my poor rendition of a cloud, and when you click it, it has a lightning storm, and if I release it, it'll go to a new activity. So obviously you want to set up your button 5 to, open a new intent. You guys should be able to do that. And also set up a new Java file called tutorial 5 or whatever you want to do. Also, you're going to have 3 images for this. I'd recommend GIMP because it's pimp and it's free and it's awesome because you can use transparencies, and that's what you're going to need for some sweet buttons. But yeah, you can download that. It's GIMP, and then you can design whatever. It's a little bit better than Paint, a lot better. But yeah, so you're gonna need 3 images, and then save that into your drawable folder. I have cloud 1, 2, and 3, and you're probably wondering, I only saw two cloud images. The actual standard cloud that's there, and then when you click it, it turns into that lightning cloud or whatever. So where's the third one? The third one is when you use the up and down arrows. As you can see, it kind of highlights what button you're on. And if you go to this, this is basically the same as it being highlighted, and this is my third cloud image. So that's basically what this tutorial is going to do, is just set up this button. And I just had it open a new activity I set the content view to something I already had. We're going to change that later, and I also set the orientation to landscape. So you might want to do that. Doesn't really matter, but make sure you have your 3 images in here that you want to work with. And for the size of my button, as you can see, it's kind of small. I set it for 250 pixels long by 150 pixels high. So if you want to do something along those lines, awesome. If not, that's cool too. Just experiment, because that's half the fun. Alright, so now we're going to actually figure out how to do that, how to set that custom button up just for those 3 different images. And what we need to do is we need to set up an XML file within our drawable, which is kind of a hassle, because if we just right click within our drawable and we say new other Android XML file, you'd say, oh man, I'm looking for a drawable folder, but they don't really have a drawable folder in there, so we're gonna have to set up our own. So I'm just gonna call it custom button.xml, and I'm just gonna say it doesn't really matter because we're gonna change that later. So I'm gonna say layout and hit finish, and it didn't appear in our drawable, sadly, but it should have appeared in our layouts. That's what it should have appeared in, but maybe, oh, it's right here. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drag this into our drawable folder, same one that you have all your pictures in. I'm just gonna delete that folder that it made. Okay, and now we're going to go in and change, basically gut the fish right now. So we're going to hit custom button, go into the XML, and just we're going to keep some of this stuff, but basically what we're going to do is not a linear layout. It's going to be something called a selector, and they probably won't, I'm not sure if it'll give you a choice for selector. Probably won't give you a choice, but once we clean the project, it will work, so just trust me on this. So just keep it pretty. We're going to have it like this, and then we're going to have our selector at the very bottom, and we can get rid of that stuff. So that's how we're going to set it up at first. Again, you have your version and encoding, and then we have, like I said, the selector and that opening reference. And then what are we going to have within our selector? Well, basically it's just going to be items. So I don't know if it'll give us items either. Probably not, because we kind of messed with what this file is supposed to be. But we're going to put an item and then Android, and we can do, okay, looks like I'm going to have to type in everything, which is going to be crappy, but Android state pressed equals true. Okay, so what is this saying? Well, when it's pressed, or when it's pressed down equals true, we want to set our draw. Man, the format is just terrible. I'm sorry, guys. Android drawable equal to at drawable / cloud2, I think it was. Okay, so basically, yeah, we can end it like that. That's fine. But basically, now what we're doing is saying when the button state is pressed, set to true, it's going to change the drawable of our button to cloud2 for me, or whatever you want your button press to be. Then we need to set up 3 different variations of this item. I'm just going to copy and paste this right now and just kind of edit it. So copy and paste, and we don't want button state pressed. The other one we want is called state focused, and this is when it's highlighted. Like I said, use the up and down on your phone. Some people like to use that instead of the touch screen. Who knows why, but we're just going to roll with it. So when it's set for state focused to equal true, we want it to be cloud 3. For me, again, yours is going to be different, however you'd like to set up your images. But all this last one is going to do is we don't even need the state. This is just going to be what it is normally, just what the drawable of that item is going to be. I'm going to have it be cloud 1. So we're going to save that, and now we basically have this resource set up for us, and we can use this whenever we want. But it's still not going to do anything. We're going to have to go back into our main XML where we hold all of our buttons for that menu, and we're going to go down to the 5th one, and we're going to mess with this a little bit. Again, this is button 5. I'm going to change this to graphics, because we're going to start working with some graphics, hopefully. Again, I'm kind of unorganized, so I'm just kind of jumping all over the place, which I apologize for. But the other thing we want to do is we want to have it wrap the content. Otherwise, it's going to stretch our picture out, and it might not look that great. I made my picture pretty small, so it should fit within the screen. So we're going to wrap the width and the height of the image, so that's going to stick to the standard of the 250 by 150. Then we also want to add some other stuff to this. What else do we want to add? Well, we need to add the background. And what are we going to set that equal to? Well, we're going to set this equal to now the @drawable and then our custom button. And it's going to use that resource to figure out what state it's in and what you want the background to be. And if it's just going to be normal, it's going to set to that normal background that we set up in this custom button XML. So that's basically all you'll need to know. Maybe the other thing you want to do is Android. I'm going to do layout gravity to be centered, so that button is in the center of the screen. Alright, and save it, make sure it works, and I don't get any errors. So We're gonna exit out of that real quick. Alright, so let's just check and make sure this works. I'm gonna scroll down here, and it looks like it's got the basic drawable. We're gonna click on it, and it's gonna change, as well as we just have to check our highlighting. So we're just gonna hit the down arrow on the keyboard, and yeah, it changes again. So I hope you like that tutorial. Just kind of shows you how to set up a custom button. See you guys later. Peace.